Tyler switched out.
It's Tyler Switch Down. It's me, the Silent P. Welcome to the first Saturday morning synopsis. So what I think that I'm going to do with these is I think that these are going to come out exclusively for the Patreon page as a way to keep people informed about everything that I'm doing, all of the moves that I'm making, literally the inner details to all of the work that I'm working on, which is, I'll be honest with most people, I'm not always very open about the work and the creation and the process of it, because for me, I love the final product, and the final product doesn't have to be perfect. The final product doesn't have to be amazing, but I love seeing it complete. And I kind of hate when people talk about something before it's ever fully there or before they have a final product. The interesting thing about the internet, the interesting thing about this whole YouTube world is that everybody wants to see the whole process. They want to see you inside the studio. They want to see you in the beginning because they want to follow the storyline of, hey, he had an idea and then it finally crafted out and became this full thing. So I understand it. I get it completely. It's just not really the way that I operate, but it doesn't mean I don't want to take from it and be able to use it for my best. So I think what I'm going to do for the Saturday morning synopsis is I'm going to give you a breakdown of everything that I'm doing, the inner details of it, what I'm excited about it, the positives, maybe some of the negatives about it, and we'll take it from there. If you are just getting familiar with me, I guess I should introduce you to who I am. I'm Tyler Switch Down. That P is silent. I am an artist and creative from the Bronx, New York. In terms of my resume, I've done a bunch of things. I've made a lot of Bronx content, a lot of digital video content, either working with Bronx artists, or Bronx businesses, small businesses, as well as original kind of fun content. We put together, with the media company I used to work with, we put together a few block parties, community events that were pretty dope. In terms of myself as my own artist, I put together a few different art shows, one with the City College of New York, one with my good friend who we have a curation project together called Land Project, which brought together artists from all over the city. And then I also make music. I've dropped 2 albums so far. The only difference between Pimp and Gip is PG Action, which is available for free on SoundCloud and on Bandcamp. We have Oh My Cool, which is the 2018 album that is available on iTunes, all streaming services, also available for free on SoundCloud. We also have the 2019 playlist, the Son of Disco playlist. There's a 2017 playlist called the One Hitters playlist, which has a few songs. And then this year already, we've dropped 3 songs, Tropicana, Deadhead Freddy, and Silent Yes. So the goal for this year, we're not really in the music section yet, but hey, let's kind of dive into it. The goal for this year was to be able to drop a song every month. And it's not that I don't have the song for April. I do have the song complete, but there are a few tweaks and there are a few changes that I still want to be made to it. So it looks like we're getting delayed a bit on the music that we're dropping all year, but that's okay because we're still creating, we're still opening. But all right, in terms of that, what else do I do? As a business owner, I own a music studio called Studio 91, an independent studio in Whitestone, Queens. We work with a bunch of different local artists, some artists from out of state as well. And that's with my partner, Matt Reyes. He's also my producer, my engineer, the producer of Tropicana and Deadhead Freddy, as aforementioned. In terms of business, I also own a art house, which is a theory, it's a philosophy. It's called the Cool Conglomerate, and essentially it plays as a digital media production hub. It plays as a record label. It creates original content as well. We're still in a very formulative stages of that, just because we need more investment, we need more building into it. But two of the projects that I am currently working on through Seriously Cool is Deadass, which is a sketch show with basically my high school set of friends. Like, these are the kids that I grew up with, the kids that we used to talk about having dreams about creating, and now we've come to a place in our life where we all are creating separately. So now we're kind of forming together to create a Voltron of a sketch show called Deadass. So we've been working on that basically weekly on a nonstop basis, and it's starting to come together, it's starting to really form. For me, as I mentioned, I've done a lot of these things, and when working with my good friends, we always don't, in the past, we always haven't seen eye to eye, or we always haven't been able to accomplish the most and efficiently, maybe, or maybe just be able to complete something to fruition. So for me, this is exciting because as an adult, as a artist, as a creative, this gives us the opportunity to take those dreams that we had as children and, and make them right, and prove that all of the things that we wanted, make our dreams come true, all the things that we wanted were possible and we could create them ourselves. The other thing that I'm working on with Seriously Cool is a part digital series, part live immersion theater thing called The Last Real Ones in the Bronx. It was an idea that I developed conceptualized maybe about a year or two ago, and then when the quarantine and the pandemic completely broke down, I was like, oh, this is perfect. This is kind of what the story is about. These are the concepts that we're going through. There's a lot of real life experience, and there's a lot of real life things that can be thrown into this. So we not only are we writing, directing, producing that, we are also putting together a grant for it, or putting together a grant proposal for it, so that we can hopefully receive some grants and get some money injected into that, so that it can be not only a digital series that premieres either sometimes this year, sometimes next year, but it's also a live immersion theater piece that can travel to different places, travel to different schools, and be performed in different areas. Extremely exciting. In terms of the 4 tiers, the last thing I do is essentially, I do a lot more than this, but my big career is finance. I'm a financial advisor, and what's important for me is I'm working with small businesses, I'm working with individuals, with families, working with the people from my community, to be basically create financial owners. There's a lot of education, there's a lot of resources out there that people aren't so privy to. And as an artist, as a creative, as an entrepreneur myself, not only do I think it's important, I find it as an obligation that I have to connect with my community and connect with my peers, as well as create the next community. I believe in generational wealth. I believe in generational legacies, and I believe that is how we touch people moving forward. So that is essentially everything I do, art, music, business, finance. I also take into account life. I've been taking care of myself. I've been doing my workouts. I plank every day. I got a nice little 6-pack. I'm in probably some of the best shape of my life, but I do need more protein. I need to put on some weight. And then in terms of wellness, I'm also meditating. I'm sure that I'm keeping my mental straight right now. As we're going through this quarantine and this pandemic, I have definitely, my businesses and the way that I was operating have definitely suffered. And it's because I'm doing better than I know some other people are doing. I am very grateful and I'm very blessed. But I was having a conversation with people the other day about just assistance, and it dawned on me how much assistance I may actually need, just because the world has changed around us, but our grind hasn't changed. A lot of us are still moving in the exact same way, and the reason that we're not achieving the same results has nothing to do with what we're doing. It has to do with the world around us. So but for me, that was a wake-up call. That was dot every I, check every T. So make sure your Patreon page is completely full, and open up and start talking to people and start telling people exactly what is going on in your life. So thank you for tuning into this. Thank you for tuning into the Saturday morning synopsis of Tyler Switch Dow, a quick breakdown of everything that I'm doing in art, music, business, and finance. How can you help? How can you support right now? Well, one, by just coming to this page, one, by staying and watching this video to the very end. You have already supported me. You have given me your voice. You have given me your time. You have given me your appreciation. And I appreciate that. How else can you help? Tyler Switch Down on all streaming platforms: Spotify, Apple Music, SoundCloud, Tidal. Go follow Tyler Switch Down. Add my songs to your playlist. Go listen to the songs. Go stream the songs all night. Tell your friends about it. I'm really passionate about the music I make. It's not about making a hit. It's my therapy, but it's also me using my voice to connect with people. So I'm very happy about that. Go follow me on all streaming services. In terms of my art, subscribe on Patreon. Go to my YouTube page. Watch. We have videos going out on YouTube all the time. Live performance videos, original content. Subscribe on YouTube, tell your friends about it, share about it. In terms of business, Studio 91 NYC, if you know anybody who needs to book at studio time, it's probably not the time to do it because we're in the middle of a pandemic, but I do appreciate just word of mouth and people knowing about it and understanding about it. In terms of Seriously Cool, what we can do is Seriously Cool. We have the Instagram page, we have the Facebook page, we have the YouTube page as well. Go check them out. Go follow what we're doing. You know, there's digital magazines. There's a little bit of political news, a bit of technology news. There's a bit of everything in there. So go check that out. And then lastly, as a financial advisor, what I want to say is take care of yourself, you know, educate yourself. Take full control over everything that you want in this life. Build a plan and stick to it. It may not come out exactly what you expected, but you are going to get a lot closer to what you wanted than not coming up with a plan at all and just winging it and thinking about it every day. It's those daily disciplines, it's those little habits that make for the full piece. I'm Tyler Switch Dow. I'm here in the Bronx, New York. For the rest of the day, it is my sister-in-law's birthday. So I'm going to go have my Bustelo because, yes, I did this before. I had the Bustelo in the morning. Crazy, I know. And then I'm going to just have some fun. Enjoy your night. Take care of yourself. Keep your cool.